Welcome to another training video. I'm Christopher Brandon with the Coeur d'Alene Public Library and the Cooperative Information Network.
And I'm George Williams. I am the Next Search Catalog Coordinator at Northeast Kansas Library System. And today I figured that I would give a recap of the KohaCon24 in Montreal because out of the two people on this video right now, I'm the only one that went. So it's unfortunate you couldn't have been there.
Yeah, I tried. I wanted to, but things don't always work out the way I want them.
Yeah. They usually work out for me the way I want them to.
Before we get into that, I just wanted to mention, so our last episode was the beginning of our 5th season. Sometimes when we record these, we don't realize where these videos are going to land exactly. And so just wanted to say, George, it's been fun doing videos with you for 4 years, and I'm looking forward to this next season. So thanks for sticking it out with me all these years.
4 years, that's like a whole presidential election cycle in the United States.
Yeah, we haven't been voted out, so I guess we're incumbents. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how that works with the video people. So okay, let me talk about the Koha conference. I'll even share the program. You can still visit 2024.kohacon.org, but this is the program. It was September 23rd and 24th were the presentation days. And then Wednesday was the cultural day, and then Thursday and Friday, which would have been the 26th and 27th. I want to say 27th. Yeah, were the workshop days, and there was a little bit of Hackfest going on those 2 days, and a little bit of workshops, a little bit of group work together and working on issues, not just, Hackfest is usually working on the Koha code itself. But one of the workshops in particular was not even software related, actually. But the things that I really liked about this conference, I loved Montreal. I'd never been to Montreal. This picture behind me is from my wife's farm, my wife's parents' farm in northern Idaho. And if you go that way to my right, just about 3 miles, you're in Canada. And so I'm no stranger to Canada, but this is the first time I'd ever been to French-speaking Canada. And so that was kind of interesting, because just down the road from my wife's, from their old farm is Creston, British Columbia, but British Columbia is not Quebec. It's not Montreal. It's not that part of Canada. So it was really interesting, though, and it's a different language, and it's kind of a different culture than what I'm used to just going to British Columbia. Poutine is everywhere. I don't know if you've ever had poutine.
No.
Everything came with a side of fries or a side of potatoes. Except for the really nice Italian restaurant that I went to the last night we were there. Everything had potatoes on the plate with it. Poutine, if you don't know what that is, it's like French fries, and not just like a regular order of French fries, but like a 2 pounds of French fries in a bowl covered with gravy and melted cheese. So that was everybody. Most of the people that came to the conference like that. I'm not a big fan of that much cheese, so not a big fan of poutine, but everything had potatoes with it. The conference itself was the first time that the Koha community had ever done a conference that was bilingual and translated. So about half of the presentations, particularly on the first day, many of the presentations were in French, and you could pick up a little translation, like a radio that would pick up it broadcast on 3 channels. And if you wanted English translated into French, you listen to channel 1. And if you wanted French translated into English, you would listen to channel 3. And so when the people were speaking in French, you could just put on your headphones and listen to channel 3 and get a near instantaneous translation. So that was really cool, because I know some of the times that the conference has been in other countries, it's been in completely not in English. I think Argentina was like that. And it seems like there was another conference where the main language of the conference wasn't English, but there was no translation option. So it was really nice to go and see and listen to the people speaking up on stage in French, and to be able to hear them in English, and vice versa for the people that their primary language is French. They could turn on the translation and hear the conference presentations in French. So that was
Just out of
really nice.
curiosity, was that, did they have actual people doing the translations,
Yes.
or okay, wow.
Yeah, in the venue, they had a booth up in the balcony where the translators sat. They had separate booths for the English translator and the French translator, and they could sit up there and see the conference live and do the translation live. So there's about a maybe 5 or 6 second delay. And sometimes it was one of the interesting things is the people from France, the translators, you could tell sometimes that they were more accustomed to translating people from Canada speaking in French than in people from Paris and Lyon and Marseille speaking French. I think a couple of times the translators, you could tell that a couple of times there were things about the French dialect from the French speakers from France that were a little unexpected for them with their Canadian dialect of French. So
You're your own little United Nations there.
yeah, it reminded me of Judgment at Nuremberg, the movie with Spencer Tracy and Maximilian Schell, where they have all of the yeah, that you'd have to see the movie. It's a good movie. I recommend it. If you want to watch Nazis getting prosecuted for their crimes, it's a great movie.
Who doesn't love a good take down the Nazi movie?
And Maximilian Schell is great in that movie. So is Spencer Tracy, and I think Marlene Dietrich is in that movie too. It's a good movie. So, and featuring a young William Shatner too. So, but there were a lot of presentations, just like the KohaCon, the US Koha conference in Round Rock. There were a couple of good presentations on the bookings module. There were presentations. There were short presentations. There were long presentations. There was Katrine from Germany got up and talked about the bug squashing process and how a patch gets moved from a bug to being into a new version of Koha. There was a I want to say, what's the word I'm looking for? Keynote. There were 2 keynotes, both about AI.
Again, so yeah,
again,
our conference had keynotes about AI. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. There was a really good presentation by Jason. He showed off a bunch of his customizations he had done for Seek and Find, just to a different audience than it was like the last 5 years of Jason's presentations at koha-US conference, shortened and abbreviated into one presentation for KohaCon. There was a lot of talk too about the ILL module, because there's a lot of work being done to make the ILL module more responsive, and particularly Koha to Koha ILL I'm interested in, because there are some things that we would like to do with Koha to Koha ILL here in Kansas that Koha to Koha ILL can't really do right now. So, but the thing that I wanted to talk about the most was on Thursday, there was a discussion of Koha in the Open Library Foundation, and this idea of creating a Koha Foundation. One of the reasons I wanted to talk about that is because Uh, I am one of the people on the steering committee for the foundation. Nobody else none of the officers from koha-US that were at the conference were at that presentation, at that discussion. It was on Thursday morning about creating this Koha Foundation. And so I volunteered myself to be part of the steering committee so that I can act as a conduit for koha-US's concerns that might need to go to the foundation, and for the foundations, to create that communication between the steering committee and koha-US to kind of hopefully project some of our concerns into that discussion, and to take some of to report back on the discussions of the Koha Foundation to koha-US. And the reason I got that on my mind is because I'm going to a meeting about that foundation not long after we're done with this conversation. So, but the idea behind the foundation is to give the Koha community a place to hold some of its assets and to foster communication. Because, like, right now, the Koha community website is one of the members of the community owns that site, and a different person owns the site that the wiki is hosted on, and another company owns the Mattermost chat server, and the Horowafuna Library Trust 2016 in New Zealand owns the Koha intellectual property rights. And there's a bunch of issues like that where all of this stuff is scattered. So, what would happen if the person that owns the wiki service has control over that wiki service? What would happen if that person was in a terrible car accident and they died? How would Koha maintain control over that? And that's one of the concerns, is all of this stuff is distributed, and it's distributed on purpose because of issues that happened in the past with Koha. At least that's my understanding, is when the Koha fork happened, like in 2010 or 2011. That was one of the reasons that stuff got spread out for one reason or another. And so now the idea is to get a governing body together to organize that stuff, and to hopefully be a place that can help steer the development of Koha, is kind of one of the ideas too. So I wanted to mention that because I think that's going to be a really important thing going on, at least in 2025. I think it's going to take a while to get that established and set up, but it'll be established under the Open Library Foundation. And if anybody in the koha-US world has any questions about it, you can feel free to contact me. If you contact info@koha-us.org, they can make sure that that kind of information gets relayed to me, those kinds of concerns. So one of the other things I did, while I was there, since I had my phone and my phone has a camera on it, I asked people 3 questions, I kind of asked 2 questions, and then I had 1 request. But I asked everybody, who are you? Where are you from? And then I said, what is it that you are here? What are you enjoying about this being here at the conference? And so I recorded those, and we're going to let some of those play out here. But I'd like to say, that the thing that I liked about going to the conference is actually getting to see all the people that you always see at the conferences.
Right.
It's like going to the conference just a month ago in Round Rock, Texas. I see people like you all the time on the internet, on Zoom, or in chat. I've got Mattermost open in the window next to me, and I talk to people about Koha every day. But actually getting to go to a conference and see those people in person and hang out with them, and to go to the Haitian restaurant and have I had pork one of the other people had chicken, somebody else had beef, and somebody else had goat. So, you get to learn who it is that's willing to try goat at the Haitian restaurant in Montreal. That's the kind of thing you don't learn about when you hang out with people online. You get to meet spouses of some of the people that come to the conferences. So
it's like a family reunion.
yeah, it's just better because your family's not there. At least that's the way I feel about it.
Oh, okay.
If my brother was a librarian and he was using Koha, I'd get a job. I'd go back to driving a bus just to avoid the chance of running into him at a conference.
All right.
But that's not an issue because my brother isn't a librarian. So, and even if he was, I don't think he certainly couldn't get hired at a public library, not with his criminal record.
All right. Well, how about we look at some of those videos?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right.
What's your name and where are you from?
Brendan Gallagher. I'm from Portland, Oregon.
And what's your favorite part of the KohaCon 2024 in Montreal?
It's definitely seeing the people.
Cool. That's what everybody's been saying.
Yep.
And since Christopher isn't here, I've been asking everybody if they'd say hi, Christopher, and happy Thursday.
What's up, Christopher? Happy Thursday.
My name is Brendan Lawler. I'm the systems manager at CLAMS, which is a library consortium serving 34 libraries on Cape Cod and the islands in Massachusetts.
What's CLAMS stand for exactly? I forget.
Cape Libraries Automated Material Sharing.
Awesome. So what have you enjoyed so far about the KohaCon 24 here in Montreal?
It's just been so amazing to meet everybody and have those conversations and be inspired by all the creativity and hard work that people are doing in the community.
All right. So Christopher Brannon couldn't be here. So could you say hi, Christopher, and happy Thursday?
Hi, Christopher. Happy Thursday.
David Daggett from McKinney Public Library, McKinney, Texas.
And what have you enjoyed so far about this year's KohaCon 2024 in Montreal?
It's good seeing everybody because you don't see a lot of their faces when you're online. And also, the presentations are really good, so you can take stuff back home and chop it up and see how you can add it to your Koha. It's great.
Cool. Christopher Brannon, that I normally do these videos with, couldn't be here, so could you say hi, Christopher, and happy Thursday?
Hey, hi, Christopher. Happy Thursday. Montreal misses you, I'm sure.
I'm Emily Lyman-Kusa from Montgomery County Public Libraries in Maryland.
And what are you enjoying the most about KohaCon 24 in Montreal?
I think, like a lot of other people, I'm really enjoying getting to meet people in person, have conversations in person. We just had a really cool meeting about the Koha governance structure in the future, which was really cool to be there for that, and just learning from all of these other, great minds in the Koha community that some of them I've been talking to online for all this time, but have never actually met face to face.
Cool. Christopher Brannon from Coeur d'Alene couldn't be here, so could you say hi to Christopher and happy Thursday?
Hi, Christopher. Happy Thursday.
Well, I'm Jonathan Field, and I'm from PTFest Europe in the UK.
I'm Eric from Indie Row, Montreal.
And what are you guys enjoying the most about KohaCon 2024 in Montreal so far?
That it's over. And it's basically all the people who came from all around the world. That's amazing.
Yeah, and for me, the meeting people has been the best part. You can't beat seeing people in person and meeting them, but it's been filled with a lot of good content as well. So 2 great days beginning of the week.
Excellent. Normally I record these with my friend Christopher in Idaho, and he could not be here. So could you guys say hi, Christopher, and happy Thursday? And please say that in French, if you will.
Bonjour, Christopher. Bon 30 ans. Bon anniversaire.
Hi, Christopher. Happy Thursday to you.
My name is Jessie Zarrow. I'm from Gainesville, Florida, and I work for Bywater Solutions.
And what are you enjoying the most about KohaCon 24 in Montreal?
Just being with people that I don't get to see every day, sharing ideas, getting warm hugs.
And Christopher couldn't be here, so could you say hi, Christopher, and happy Thursday?
Hi, Christopher. Happy Thursday. I hope to see you on a video soon.
All right. Thank you very much.
I'm Catherine Fisher. I work at BSI in Germany, and I'm currently Reads Manager for 24/11.
And what do you enjoy the most about the KohaCon 2024 so far?
There's nothing not to love about it. It's very well organized. Presentations have been great. People are great, and all the networking and making connections is also.
So I record these videos every other week with my friend Christopher from Idaho, and he couldn't be here. So could you say hi to him and say happy Thursday?
Hi Christoph and happy birthday. Alles Gute zum Geburtstag.
Hi, I'm Marie-Luce. I'm a data analyst working for Unibro in Montreal.
And
I'm Sophie. I'm working for Biblibre in Marseille, and I'm the manager of the support team.
cool. So what have you two enjoyed the most about this this conference?
I guess is getting in touch with all the people we can't see very often.
Yeah?
Yes, meeting the people that we working with, but only online.
Yeah.
That's almost exactly what everybody else has said.
Yeah.
So, and like I said, I usually record these videos with my friend Christopher Brannon in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and he couldn't be here. So could you both say, hi Christopher and happy Thursday, but go ahead and say it in your own language.
Bonjour Christopher.
Bonjour.
Et bon Friday.
Bon jeudi, je crois.
So I'm Martin Rumboys. I'm Head of Development from PTFS Europe.
And I'm Fiona Borthwick, Head of Sales and Account Management at PTFX Europe.
And I've been asking everybody, what's your favorite part about KohaCon24?
For me, it's always about meeting the people in the community. So I know Koha quite well, but I love meeting the people and putting the faces to the names.
I would echo that. I mean, there's so many people that we know in the community that we've just never met before, and it's just a fantastic opportunity. But in addition to that, it's just hearing how people are using Koha in their libraries and coming up with some new ideas that we can then take to our customers as well, and sort of look at the collaboration of it all.
That's awesome. And that's what everybody's saying, meeting other people is the best part. The last part, I usually record these videos with my friend Christopher Brannon for koha-US, and he couldn't be here, he couldn't come to Montreal. So could you just say hi to Christopher and happy Thursday?
Hi
Christopher, happy Thursday.
Go ahead,
I'm
Nick.
Clemens. I'm from Vermont in the USA. I work for Bywater Solutions as a developer.
Kia ora, I'm Alicia. I'm from Wellington in New Zealand, and I work for Catalyst IT.
So what are you guys enjoying the most about KohaCon24 so far?
I think really what I always enjoy is just getting to meet people in person who I've only interacted with online and kind of get to talk to people. I don't want to steal what Alicia just said to me, so I'm going to let her talk.
So we were just talking about how it's so nice to be meeting everyone and figuring out who they are beyond their contributions to Koha, and also learning about the parts of Koha that I don't get to spend much time in through the talks and the presentations. I'm learning so much.
That's awesome. So I record these videos every other week with my friend Christopher on Thursdays, and he couldn't be here. So could you guys say hi Christopher and happy Thursday?
Hi Christopher.
Hi Christopher, happy Thursday.
Is there a way to say happy Thursday in Maori?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Well, then I won't ask you to do that, but thanks.
I'm Lizette Shear, and I work with Bywater Solutions, and I live in Eastern Washington State.
And I'm Owen Leonard. I work for the Athens County Public Library System in Ohio.
And what are you guys enjoying the most about KohaCon24 here in Montreal?
Oh, getting to talk to everybody in person. It's always great to be able to bounce ideas off each other and just sit and have conversations about Koha stuff.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It's about getting to meet people and see them in person and go out for beers with them after the conference and continue to talk shop while we're having beers, and it's really great. I love it.
So Christopher Brannon, that I do these videos with, couldn't be here. So could you guys say hi to Christopher and happy Thursday?
Hey Chris.
Hi Christopher, happy Thursday.
So my name is Paul Poulain. I am from France, Marseille, south of France.
And what are you enjoying so far about KohaCon 2024 in Montreal?
Well, what I am enjoying first is to be able to speak French and to have the conference half in French and half in English.
I know that's been awesome. It's the first bilingual conference that Koha has done. So my friend Christopher from Idaho could not be here, so could you say hi Christopher and happy Thursday?
Hi Christopher and happy birthday.
Happy Thursday.
Oh yeah, okay, happy Thursday.
Could you say it in French? Happy Thursday.
Bonjour Christophe et bon jeudi.
Sonia Bouy, and I'm from France.
And what are you enjoying so far about this year's KohaCon24 in Montreal?
I think that it's really well organized, and the topics during the conference are really interesting and various subjects. And the discussion we had this morning about the foundation was really, really important.
Yeah, really important, and I think it was a really good discussion too. So the last thing, Christopher couldn't be here. He is stuck in Idaho, and so could you just say hi, Christopher, and happy Thursday?
Hi Christopher, happy Thursday.
And feel free to say it in French also.
Ok, bonjour Christopher et bon jeudi.
Ed Veal, I'm with McKinney Public Library.
Spencer Smith with McKinney Public Library in McKinney, Texas.
And what are you guys enjoying about KohaCon24 in Montreal here?
The international community, meeting everybody from everywhere and working with them on all sorts of fun projects.
I like to joke that it's great to be the dumbest person in the room, but here for me it's true. So many smart people from all over the world, eager to help and solve problems. It's great.
Awesome. Christopher Brandon couldn't be here. Could you say hi and happy Thursday to Christopher?
Sure. Hi, Christopher, and happy Thursday.
Yeah, happy Thursday. Keep doing the good work. I watch all the videos.
I'm Valerie. I am here from Salt Lake City, Utah.
And Jason?
I'm Jason. I'm from Southeast Kansas Library System. Iowa, Kansas, you know me.
Yeah, but not everybody that watches the video is going to know you. So
They do.
yeah, they might. They might.
Paul once called me ubiquitous. I took that as a compliment.
So what are you guys enjoying the most about KohaCon 2024 so far?
I'm really enjoying hearing what people have to say and also just interacting with so many people who generally are so far away.
It's just like witnessing community in action. I think that's the coolest part. Like this morning, this meeting about the LF was like just, I was in awe the whole time.
Cool. Christopher couldn't be here, so could you guys say happy Thursday and hi, Christopher?
Hi, Christopher.
Happy Thursday.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you both. I hope you enjoyed everybody saying hello. Since you couldn't be there, I thought I would get everybody to say hi.
Well, now I feel a part of it.
All right.
I was feeling so isolated from it, but yeah, this made all the difference.
Cool.
So, all right. Well, I will say, on a different note, you know, it's great that you were able to get together with people, but now we have to come back and focus on stuff at the office. Have you been upgraded to the newest Koha yet?
Last night. So I've only had a couple of issues. I came in on it's Monday here now. Even though this video is going out on a Thursday, this is actually a Monday for me. We did the upgrades Saturday evening, and I came in Sunday about 11 o'clock, and I changed some things that I knew needed to be changed before my library's open. And today I've only gotten 2 complaints about some CSS or JavaScript that had broken that I didn't realize was going to break. And so I'm going to work on fixing those. An issue that I'm having that I don't know if it's been fixed yet, that I don't know why it broke, is I have my Donovan County libraries. There are 4 branches, and so there's 4 separate branches for that system, and I've got them all set up so that they should be able to do all of those libraries should be in one local hold group, so they should be able to put holds on things that are owned by the other 4 libraries in that group, and there's some issues there that I'm having trouble figuring out. They can't place item specific holds on things that other libraries in their local holds groups, so I need to work that out. So, or they could place the hold on them, but they couldn't choose the correct pickup location, something like that. I need to look at that more.
Since the upgrades have been rolling out through Bywater customers, I've been hearing a little bit about holds. We had somebody with some concerns that hasn't panned out, but I've heard some chatter on Mattermost about some holds, duplicate holds. The OPAC interface has thrown people a little bit with the choosing the individual items. They're not used to the way it's laid out now. There's obvious reasons why things were changed, but people are still trying to get used to how some of that stuff is laid out and why it looks the way it looks. But we realized, there's you try to catch things, and you don't necessarily do everything on a test server that you do in production. And so we've had a few little tiny things to deal with. We had one thing that stuck out was in acquisitions, where if you're looking at a list of baskets under a vendor and you try to close it on that list, that fails. You have to go into the basket in order to actually close it. So there's a little break there. I know that we've run into some issues where if you try to do a task where the page has been sitting there for a while, the interface may have timed out for the staff, and you try to do something that you normally would have done, and it says, oh, you need to log in. You log in, then it completes the task. Some of those things are failing.
And I know why.
And we've run into an issue on some check-ins where if an item doesn't have a hold on it, but it's just going home, it doesn't necessarily return the focus back on the check-in field box. And so that's throwing some staff a little bit. So we had to tell staff to keep a watch out for that. But I know that they upgraded a lot of page security on Koha, and there's bound to be a few things that slipped through the cracks that are going to need to be fixed on the other side.
Yeah, there's that's exactly why some of those issues are happening, is because of the CSRF tokens, the content security tokens. So if you log out of Koha, it creates a new token. And if the token on the page, so if you have like Koha open in two windows and you log out in one window and log back in, the tokens from the other page that you've got open aren't going to work because the tokens have to be updated.
Yeah, and that's been a little kind of a hiccup for me, because I'll operate in multiple windows. And then, in the past, it's like, it's not saving my update in jQuery or CSS or whatever, because my screen timed out. I go into the other window, I log in, and then I go back and I hit save, and it works. Now that doesn't, because of those tokens. So
right.
So it's going to be a learning curve for people. The other thing that we've run into that, I tried to catch most of this as much as possible prior to the upgrade, but with the upgrades to reports, there's going to be things that fall through the cracks, because I went through, the attributes, or I don't know what you call them, in the URL where you're specifying what to run and how to run it. Those changed a little bit. Right. And, I went through and I updated anything that I was pointing to in jQuery, but, you might have stuff in jQuery, you might have stuff in your menus or your custom HTML, you might have stuff within another report. And so tracking all those down was not an easy task, and I got most of it, but then when we went live, I started getting reports about some of that stuff not working, so I had to go back in and adjust some of those things. One of the things that I did find that was nice, if you have reports embedded in other reports, you can search for those strings, which is really nice. So you can isolate those reports and go in there and quickly change them. So that's helpful.
My plan is to let those stay broken until somebody contacts me, and then in a year, the ones that still aren't fixed, I can are ones I can probably delete if nobody's going to complain about them. It's probably because they're not getting used.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, just a handful of small technical issues. I'm sure that they're going to iron out some of them. Some of them we're just going to have to learn how to work through because of the nature of how these tokens work. But hopefully those bumps will smooth out as people get accustomed to this new version.
Right.
I'm looking forward to playing with some of the new features.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I'm not going to turn it on right away, but I've got plans for bookings there. And then there's actually a feature that was discussed in one of the sessions I went to on the workshop days at the conference, where adding a cool down, like a warm up and a cool down period to bookings, so like a preparation period and a cool down period, so that you can, when you book something, it's automatically going to add a couple of days before the booking and a couple of days after, depending on how you set it, so that you've got time to get the item ready to go out on the booking.
The one aspect of booking that kind of has me scratching my head about is I like the concept of booking, but it seems like if I recall correctly, for booking to work, you actually have to go into, I don't think it's the item. I think it might be the item. I don't think it's the bib record. I think it's the item. You have to go into the item and allow booking on that item.
I think you can also do bookings by item type. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at that again, but we have a few items like our Storytime kits. Currently, we have a bunch of them at Neckles. It's story walk kits. It's like a bunch of for sale signs. The book is printed on a series of signs that you can put up on a street or in a park, and you walk from sign to sign to get the full story. And currently, if somebody, like if our library in Seneca wants one, we load it up and send it off in the courier, and it goes to Seneca, and they put a hold on it, and then we ship it to them. And one of the things that libraries always forget when they get things from us is when it arrives at Seneca, they won't check it out. They'll just go, oh, it's here, and then they put it out on the street. And then when they're done with it, they put it all back in the bag and send it back to us. And when it gets here, we check it in and it goes send it to Seneca, because they never actually triggered the request. So with the bookings module, what you do is you book it, and then we would send it off to Seneca. And the booking period is the circulation period. So it would help us keep better track of where these things are. So I'm looking forward to doing that with the bookings module. And I'm hoping that I can just get all those things made bookable by changing the item type, but I'll have to look into that more.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, I hope everybody is getting their upgrades and getting through them smoothly enough. I hope you're not running into too many issues out there. If you are running into issues, I'd like to hear about it. Please let us know on Mattermost, or you can comment on this video. Be sure, if it is a bug, to file a bug so those things can be addressed. But I'd like to hear more feedback about how everybody's upgrades are going. So
yeah,
please reach out to us, let us know. But otherwise, thank you for joining us for today's video. Thank you, George, for filling us in on KohaCon24, and we'll see everybody again in 2 weeks.
See you later.